and I went and purchased one. The reason I did so is because they claim that this is lighter than the 572, and it's close to ACCs. I haven't cut with this saw yet. It's brand new. I'm not going to cut with it until I get my plastics dyed. That'll be another video. I don't want to get it all messy and have to clean up a bunch of crap. I have started it up though, of course, and the throttle response is unbelievable. It's daylight and dark between even the auto-tune saws and definitely the old carbureted saws. It's very snappy. Yes, I have went to the dark side. I know I'm always talking about being a die-hard Husky guy, you know, and there's a few STIHL saws that I really like. I really like STIHL's top-handled saws, and I've never used their pole saws, but as far as feel and weight, I really like their pole saws. I think they do really good in that department. As far as longevity and running on the pole saws, I don't know. That'll probably be one of my next purchases, because I've found times that I could have used them and they would have really been handy. We're going to do a first look like we always do on any new saw that I get. I went ahead and put the set of dogs that I ordered on, the larger falling dogs. I'm going to run this saw, and this will probably, as bad as I hate to say it, this will probably be my go-to saw. If it performs well, it'll probably be my go-to saw. I've got the 572 for sale, just because I don't use it that much. Even if I just decide that I don't like this and sell this, I'm still selling the 572 because I don't use it that much. I either use the 592 or the 562, you know, very rarely, because the 562 and 572 are so comparable, or pretty comparable. The 572 has more torque, don't get me wrong, but the 562 revs high, and unless you're cutting in bigger stuff, 20-inch or bigger, I pick up the 562. But we're not here to talk about them, we're here to talk about this. So, if I like the saw, which I think I'm going to, it will be my probably main go-to saw. Probably won't even run the 592 unless I'm getting into something 3 foot or bigger, or whatever, you know. And I might, because I'm getting it ported, but this probably will get ported too. But I'm selling the 572 in a way to help cover the cost of this 500i. I just couldn't wait till that sold to get this. I wanted to go ahead and get this, so that's what I did. But anyway, enough of that jibber jabber. We'll get to looking into it. I really like this setup. Some people say it's a little floppy, and with the 28-inch light bar, I wiggled it at the store, and it is quite a bit more floppy than the but anyway, they say they're somewhat floppy, and they are a little floppy. So that's why I got the Fowler suspension kit for it. Model. But I like this saw. I've still come out with a whole line of these, like a 500i, and then they come out with a 700i, and then they come out with a 300i, you know, like a 60, 80, and 90 cc class of this. And some of the concrete saws, the fuel injected concrete saws, they got one, the TS 700, it's 90 something cc's. I think it's fuel injected. One reason that I'm starting to like STIHL is when you buy, or at this place, when you buy a new STIHL saw, they put you in a computer as a STIHL customer, or this thing, get your email where you can get discounts and crap like that through STIHL. And also they also told me from here on out, any part or anything that I get from STIHL over there, parts wise, I get 10% off. So I really like that. Honestly, which I don't doubt that when I go to get Husky parts at either of those dealers, my original dealer or this new one, they would throw me a discount on the parts. I don't know that. The other part of this bill was me going to pick up the piston and cylinder kit for the 592. So that was $299. That's what he told me it was on the phone. I don't think they added 10% on that. So Husky may not do that. That may be a STIHL thing. Which it still makes a comfortable, reliable saw. This saw is a whole lot more slender than, say, the 660 is, and I like that. This right here is about the thickness or the slenderness of the 300 series Huskies. It's a little taller and a little narrower. I like that in a saw more than short and fat. If you was to put that 660 in, which I know the 660 is a bigger saw, but good God, you know, and even that 291C, I bet that 291C is wider than this saw. I don't like a wide saw. The weight is different. Kind of like my Domar and my Makitas. I had two of them. Had a 6400, had a 7900. They would scream, they would rip, they would cut good, and they weren't too bad on comfort, but they just wasn't. To me, the weight was not distributed the right way, and I couldn't say shit with a mouthful. So, but anyhow, that's enough of me rambling. That's kind of the perks that I got going on. I really like this setup from STIHL. Of course, they've got the flip caps like they've had forever. Some people don't like them. You just got to make sure you get them down in there. I have forgotten to flip them over. They got the last to start. I'm not crazy about that. I may be one day, but I'm thinking about putting one of my little black handles on this, which I hate to cut this thing off, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see how it works out. If I can pop that out and get it out without cutting it way down here, I may do that. Decomp valve on the side. Everything on top here is very handy to get to. In 2 seconds, you can have this thing down to the cylinder. You pop that off with a clip if you keep your tools handy. That's one snap, one bump, that comes off. This little screw is just it's got a stud in it. It's a quick release deal. I like that. Some people say there's problems with these air filters letting little fine particulates in because it don't press down hard enough. And Cotton Top 3, I think it is, I watch him quite a bit. He's got a pretty easy, simple hack to fix that problem, to get that thing to fit tighter. What he done is cut a pool noodle to fit right here, and he cut it about a 1/4 inch thick and then pushed it on there, and that acts like a washer, and it ain't too stiff that it don't decompress, but it's tight enough it holds it tight, and it's soft enough it decompresses where you can get that on there. So I really like that. I mean, the saw looks good. It's kind of slanted back like the 500 series of the Husqvarna is, instead of the more up and down type cylinder. It's got some wires. I'm not getting into all that. And it's got captive nuts as well. And I will say these captive nuts are a whole lot better than the 592's captive nuts. These these Captain Nuts are the STIHL of the 592, not like the 562 and 572 and 550. These inset, but where Husqvarna's is so tight, it puts everything in a bind and makes everything very difficult to get on. These are really, really, really easy and nice to get on. Like I said, I already put the new dogs on, and that's what it is. So with that being said, we'll put this back on. I got everything right. I think I do. Then you just turn it. That kind of just springs up and pops. You don't want to push down too hard. That was my problem. I was pushing down too hard, because when you're taking it loose, you want to push down kind of hard because it goes down. When you're tightening, it pops back up. It's like this. So, yeah. And then this just slides right back in there. It fits like a dream. The max airflow filter, which I didn't have the max airflow filter on when I done it, the cover don't fit as good to this as I would like for it to, and that's why I'm thinking about running the Velocity Stack. And I reckon West Coast Velocity Stack, all you do is I don't know what you do. I guess you take this off and run the bolts back in there, and then, or maybe it just fits over that, clamps down, I don't know. Let's see how wide it is, because I'd like to get one Velocity Stack and filter that you can run the original cover on without cutting a hole, but I don't know if they make them. Let's see if this Husqvarna is got gas and oil in it. I will say I like Husqvarna's gas and oil caps a whole lot better. I mean, I like them a whole lot better. I might put a little more oil and gas in this to get it filled up. Gas can. Alright, so here we go. 572. Gonna weigh it up, full of gas and oil. Yo! And I think we've done this before, but I can't remember. And plus, I want to put it right there in the rim of things. And I know it's glaring. I'm trying to get y'all in there real quick to where it ain't. I hope y'all can see that. It shows 1744. 1744 is what it's showing. So nearly 17.5 pounds full of gas and oil, just the power head. And the old 500i. Let's look at the bottom of this rascal. Oh yeah, she's got a adjustable oiler. I like Husqvarna's oilers a little better because they're a little bigger headed. I don't know if all Husqvarna's, but I like the 500 series, and I don't know if all STIHLs are small oilers, but to me, the Echo 590s and STIHL products, all of STIHL products, all of the Pro STIHL products, the 660, 460, 440, even this, just parts of this saw, and the 590 Timberwolf, they seem very, very comparable, familiar. I wouldn't call them twins, but they're like the looks of them. Just the 590. Now all the other Echo shit looks like they did in the 1970s. I don't know. I like the 590 look better than I like the new look they come out with, like the 7310 and all that myself. Now I know some people don't, but I think they should have stuck with that through all the rims, like the 620P and the 590. And they may have went away from that a little bit because they was kind of favoring a steel, you know. But to me, they're first cousins, whatever. Looking in a way. Y'all know what I'm saying. All right, here we go with 500i. The Husqvarna 572 was 1744. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Oh my. Y'all can see that. Okay, it bounced up to 1604. That damn 572 is nearly 1.5 pounds heavier. And it's nearly 10 cc's less. That is unreal. Which I know some people may say, you know, Husqvarna's built to last longer, and yeah, I agree. I'm a Husky guy. But good night of living. Could they not have done something to made the 572 a little better? I mean, it's a little lighter than the 372, but it's the same power, and it's auto-tune. Husky knocked it out of the park with the 592. That thing's a ripper. They knocked it out of the park with the 562, other than the hot start issues. I haven't had that problem out of mine that much. I have had some. I mean, it's not really a problem. To me, it just takes more pull sometimes when it's warm than it should. You know, most saws, a good carbureted saw like a 372, you run it for 10 or 15 minutes, set it down for 5 minutes. You go back, you pull it one time, it starts. The 562, more like 4 or 5 pretty hard fast pulls. But I've always had it start back. I've never not had it start back. Just sometimes it's aggravating. And the 550 they done great on. But that 572 and this 500i, oh my. This may be my new go-to saw when I don't want to lag around pounds. It's, the 592 weighs what, 19 and something pounds? So it's one base horsepower over the 572. I think the 572 is 5.8, this is 6.7. And the 592 is 7.6. So it's one less than the, I want to say that 592 weighed about 19.5 pounds. So it is, don't quote me on it, but if you really want to know, you can go back and all you new people watch some of my older videos. But nearly 3.5 pounds, I think, heavier than this. And there's only 10 cc, there's a 10 cc gap. You know, so I think still, if this thing lasts and runs good, I think still kind of knocked it out of the park on this one. But one thing is, you know, even if they've built these saws not as well built as the Husqvarna, if it lasts a year cutting steady for a profiler, which I'm not, I mean, I do it and make money at it, don't get me wrong, but I'm not what you would call a pro faller or tree guy, because I don't do it every day for a living. I do it for a side hustle, and I do go cut just about every weekend and some through the week, you know, something. But it's a part-time job for me. I'm what you would call a amateur. I'm semi-pro. So I'm gonna shut y'all down. I'm gonna make a new video here. I'm gonna weigh the bars up, and so this one ain't so long-winded. I know I've been long-winded on this one, but I'm gonna do the bars, and then I'll probably film some of me putting this suspension kit in and some other that. But I'll just break it down into a series, so you ain't having to watch 40 hours of one thing, you know. So we'll see y'all. Thank everybody. I think we're up to like 270 something subscribers now. I appreciate it. Keep on liking, keep on subscribing, and there'll be plenty more videos to come. I've still got quite a bit of cutting to do. I've still got wood to go get. I went and picked up some logs just a minute ago that I'd cut last weekend, I think. But I didn't film it because we was in a hurry. It was one of them deals. He called me about midday Friday and he's like, hey, I got a couple trees. You think you can come cut them? I went. I thought it was going to be something fairly quick. And it was quick, don't get me wrong. One of them I did have to pull a tie rope, some choke cables up in and pull with the winch. It did get a little hairy. It didn't go exactly where I wanted to go. It broke off. But I cut the other one. It was easy peasy. Had it down like 2 minutes and he cleaned it up with a skid steer. So I didn't get that on film because I was there like 30 minutes and then there 30 minutes talking. So anyhow, we'll see y'all. Appreciate it. Get you on the next one.